hockey stream on episode 313 of the VIG Lounge, kicking off game 2 of the season mode playoff playthrough as the Pittsburgh Penguins take on the Montreal Canadiens. They've won game 1 by a wide margin. Will the Habs be able to come back and even the series before it shifts to La Belle Provence? Or will Pittsburgh continue to fly high and soar over the Habs' young stars? There's only one way to find out, but before we do that, please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really helps the channel out and helps out the algorithm, of course. With all the housekeeping out of the way, let's jump right in to Game 2 action here on NHL 25. Crosby and Suzuki to meet at center once again, and we are underway as Montreal wins the opening draw here at PPG Paints Arena. Big hit along the boards. Puck penned across now to Chris Letang. Carried up the right side by Crosby. Now remember, the Penguins had the majority of the shots in the first period and held Montreal shotless for a large portion of the first period of game 1. Shot by Letang. Kicked out. Rebound with Crosby. And Montembeault makes his first 2 stops. Huge hit by Letang in the Penguin zone. And now they're showing P.O. Joseph, but I definitely saw Letang there, so I don't know why they're doing that. But another draw won by Montreal, this time in their own zone. Pass to Caulfield. Picked off by Raquel, who had a remarkable season for Pittsburgh IRL, and I hope that'll continue, because he really seemed to find his game in Pittsburgh last year. Letang trying to keep it in, unable to do so this time. Gets the puck back. Now to Joseph. Up the right wing side to Crosby. Crosby stops in the circle, fires, and a save by Montembeault. The rebound knocked wide. Crosby has it again. Circles the leg and takes a shot. Rebound for Raquel, wouldn't go. And the Let's Go Pens chants reverberating throughout the rafters here in PPG Paints Arena. I still miss Consol Energy Center, I'm not going to lie. Had a bit of ring to it. PPG Paints Arena's kind of clingy. Or, not clingy, what's the word I was looking for? Clunky, that's it, clunky. But, you know, you're kind of getting used to it as it's been a few years, so that's what it is. Crosby with the backhand again, and Montembeault has been very sharp to start, stopping all 8 shots he's faced with 12:54 to go in the first. Montreal, just like in game 2, is looking for their first shot on goal as we are getting near to the halfway point of the first. Draw one again by Montreal. Looks like Pittsburgh's going to have a tough night in the dot. It's almost like a blind guy's trying to do the draws or something. And Tomasino is in! Could not get the shot to go for the rebound for Malkin. And some knockdowns. Tomasino has it back for Pittsburgh. Gets it to Carlson. Now to Shea. Up the left wing side. Tomasino wide open! Save on Novak! Oh my goodness, that was a great opportunity. But Samuel Montembeault, got to give credit where credit is due. He is certainly keeping the Habs in it. Jake Evans with the first shot for Montreal, and it's in. Wow. When you have a goalie keeping you in it, stuff like that can happen. Jake Evans made no mistake, and it's 1-0 Montreal. Nedeljkovic just got beat. There's no other way to say it. Draw one again by Montreal, this time at center after the goal was scored. Penguins trying to get it in. This will be icing. With 9:06 to go here in period 1. Montreal looks like they're going to try to make it a series with getting this early 1-0 lead and have won every single faceoff. I don't know what is going on with Pittsburgh in the dot today. Blake Lizotte carries it in for the Penguins, looking to get them on the board. 1-1! Pad save by Montembeault. Puck goes to the corner. And a drive gets blocked on its way to the net. Poliachona trying to knock things down. Dvorak with a shot. There's some battles for it. Nola Chari carries in for the Penguins. Wouldn't it be nice to get some fourth line scoring? Shot by Achari, saved off the pad of Montembeault. And now the puck is carried in by Blake Lizotte. Puck's taken away now and brought in by Nick Suzuki. Now on the stick of Rust. Rust fires, save made! Montembeault was told to cover it, but he will make the pass. And he gets it to Cole Caulfield, who then gets knocked to the ice. Penguins get it back. Carried in now by Ricard Raquel, looking for his first goal of the series. Crosby looking to maintain his momentum from game one. And another save by Montembeault. A lucky bounce to set up the goal for Jake Evans. And some stellar goaltending has Montreal leading as we approach the end of the first. Raquel with a rebound, score! It's Chicken score goal unless you are Ricard Raquel. It's Tricky Ricky. The shot by Joseph. Rebound pops out to Raquel at the side of the net. Roof Daddy! And we're tied at 1. 2:17 to go here in period 1. The Penguins get a goal and they finally win a draw. Puck carried in by Tomasino, but then knocked away. Collected behind the Montreal net by Mike Matheson. Former Penguin. Erik Karlsson with a hit. And carried in now by Ryan Shea. Shea goes around and got a shot off. Stopped by Montembeault. Now to Karlsson. That shot's blocked. Tomasino drifts in. He'll fire. That's blocked as well. And that shot, I believe, went off of Montembeault and wide. As the clock ticks down. We are as we started after 20 minutes. Time. The only difference is, rather than 0-0, it's 1-1. Good game after the first 20 minutes. Let's take a look at the rest of the stats. Shots on goal, 16-4 favoring the Penguins. Hits are a bit closer, 16-3, but that's also on the side of Pittsburgh. Look at that passing percentage. Let's see if we can keep that up. But Montreal absolutely dominated the faceoff dot, 5-1. No penalties to speak of in that opening frame. Will that change in period 2? Let's find out. 20 minutes down, 40 minutes to go. Let's jump right into some period 2 action. Suzuki and Crosby to meet again at center. This time the draw goes to the Penguins up the right side, now to Brian Rust. He lost the puck. Crosby gets it back. Flung a shot on goal. That stopped before it even got there and carried out by Juraj Slafkovsky. Caulfield to Slafkovsky to the back of the net. What a play. Got to give credit where credit is due as Juraj Slafkovsky gets his second goal of the playoffs on a beautiful passing play between him and Cole Caulfield. Montreal has the lead once again. It's 2-1. Sidney Crosby with 8 hits already in this series, showing some bite to his game. Puck carried in by Russ, trying to get that goal back for Pittsburgh. Crosby's right there, but he could not get the rebound. Matheson. As it again, knocked down by his countryman Letang. Well, I guess they're both actually from Montreal as well, so Either way, Crosby. Nice little dangle to get around and get some space for himself. He's battling for it again. Hard to come up with the puck. Crosby with a shot that went wide. Ryan Shea. He'll fire. That goes wide as well. Be nice if they could hit the net. Maybe Carlson have better luck. He does! And a save by Montembeault. Now to Tomasino. He'll fling one onto the net. That's another save by Montembeault, who's been tough to beat. It's only been the one rebound by Raquel, which Montembeault had no chance on. Malkin breaks in. Oh, he just ran out of room at the last second. And Montembeault will hang on. Shots 21-5 in favor of the Penguins, but Montreal has been very opportunistic. Been hit by Nick Suzuki. As we see Chris Letang climb up the hit board as well. Blake Lizotte wins the offensive draw for Pittsburgh. Back to Carlson, and that shot's blocked. Kirby Dach carries it in for the Canadiens. Takes a hip check wide in the front of the net, and Nedeljkovic with his best stop. After giving up 2 goals on 5 shots, he makes a great save there. There's the hit on Kirby Dach. Seems to be no worse for wear. As we highlight the goaltending matchup, Samuel Montembeault and Alex Nedeljkovic. Draw one this time by Montreal in the offensive zone, but the Penguins come away with it with a nice defensive play. Puck carried in now by Blake Lizotte. Lizotte finds a lane to the net, and another save by Montembeault. With 12:09 remaining here in the second, Pittsburgh is pressing, but they've only been able to manage 1 goal thus far. Blake Lizotte wins the draw. Back to Connor Timmins. Timmins fires, and a save again by Montembeault. Koliachona. Koliachona with a blast, scores! Vladi Beausoleil! Penguins tie it at 2! Koliachona knocking on the door! I have no idea what to do with this name. I really don't. So just ignore that. But it was a nice blast through Montembeault. And it all started by the face-off win from Blake Lizotte as the Penguins have tied it. And now hopefully they'll be able to carry on with this momentum looking for their first lead. Rutger McGroarty had his first playoff goal last game. Koliachona looking for more. That was his first. So it's nice to see some secondary scoring here from the Penguins. Jake Evans with a blast, turned aside by Nedeljkovic. Battle forward in the corner, comes away for the Penguins. Koliachona up the right wing side to the big veteran, Kevin Hayes. Hayes fires, save made again by Montembeault. Back to the blue line, Connor Timmins! That shot stopped. Evgeny Malkin carries in now for Pittsburgh. Maybe not the player he once was, but he can still show some flashes of the old Gino at times. It's one thing I'd actually like to see in the offseason. Maybe if Pittsburgh could somehow pick up a second-line center and move Malkin to the wing, or maybe even centering the third line. I think that would just help to make the Penguins a lot more balanced. Novak, a drive! Swallowed by Montembeault. Approaching the final 5 minutes of the second. Game is tied at 2. Courtesy of that last goal by Vladislav Koliachona. Draw one by the Canadiens in their own zone. Kevin Shattenkirk, who must have been a pickup for the Habs. That's why I say, you know, these season playthroughs are always strange for things like that. Russ to the net, he scores! And Russ, we trust! And the Penguins take their first lead of the game. It's 3-2! What a very nice play. Roof Daddy! As the Penguins finally break through and get their first lead of the night on their 28th shot. Puck fed up again to Rust. He fires from the other side. And Montembeault forced to cover up with 3:39. And yeah, we're feeling fine. Left in the second as the Penguins finally get their first lead after peppering Montreal with now 29 shots to 7 for the Habs. Matheson bumped off the puck by Crosby. Got it back, then picked up by Raquel. Matheson has it once more to Patrick Laine. Laine knocked off the puck. Ryan Shea trying to bust in, but he gets knocked off. Shattenkirk collects for Montreal. Shea's got it in the backhand, and Montembeault forced to make a surprise save on that sneaky shot by Ryan Shea. Draw one again by the Habs in their own zone. Pittsburgh has won a few draws, but it's been mostly Montreal. Timmins to Koliachona. We're now in the final minute of the second, and Pittsburgh has their first lead, courtesy of the breakaway goal, and it was a beauty by Brian Rust. Puck carried in by Novak. Can't really shoot when you're pinned against the boards, but thanks for trying. 3-2 after 2. Huge hit along the wall. And there's that beauty of a breakaway by Rust, which has given the Penguins the lead going into the intermission. Let's take a look at the rest of the stats. Shots on goal 30-7 favoring the Penguins. Hits 33-22, also pro Pittsburgh. Look at that. Passing percentage is holding up after 2 periods. I'm liking that. But the face-offs more than doubled, 11-5 in favor of Montreal. 40 minutes down, 20 minutes up. Can the Penguins go up 2-0? Or will Montreal make it a game and leave with a split on their way to having their first 2 home games? Easy for me to say. Let's find out. Period 3 next. Draw one by Montreal to open the third. Nice defensive play to settle the puck down by Letang. Nedeljkovic easily able to handle that. That pass goes all the way down for icing. Opening minute of the third period. Matheson bumped off the puck by Crosby. Shattenkirk to Suzuki. Suzuki trying again. Letang collects for Pittsburgh. Tried to get a pass up the gut, but it did not go. Picked off and carried in now by Juraj Slafkovsky. Weak one-timer turned aside. And the puck's carried in now by Sid. He's going to try to look for some space. Could not get the shot away and lost the puck as a result. Puck goes around the wall. Collected and off the pad. One-time blast turned aside by Montembeault. Matheson to Shattenkirk. Went to take the shot, but got poked off a stick by Chris Letang. Letang the other way for Pittsburgh. And a shot by Novak on the rebound. Swallowed by Montembeault. Chris Letang knocked down to the ice by Patrick Laine. I love that it always goes to P.O. Joseph for the hit counter for some reason, even if the actual hit that they're showing doesn't even involve him in any way. Carlson trying to drift his way in, but he lost the puck. Laine carries in for Montreal. Puck collected by Tomasino. Up the right wing side to Malkin. Malkin lost the puck, got it back, lost it again. Collected this time by Kevin Hayes. Malkin fires, that's blocked. Erik Karlsson, hip check on Jake Evans. Rutger McGroarty, he's in the clear. Save made by Montembeault. 11:25 to go here in the third. Pittsburgh with another great chance, but swallowed by Samuel Montembeault. And we'll have an offensive zone face-off. Hopefully Pittsburgh can win it. And that is not the case. That's why I said hopefully, because I was not confident at all. Brendan Gallagher, long-time Hab. Gets the shot away, and puck is held on to by Nedeljkovic. Montreal still looking for double digits in shots. I feel like they're going to get it because they have an offensive zone draw, and they're up to 9, so. And indeed they do. Congratulations to Montreal. They now have double digits in shots. Puck brought in by Blake Lizotte. Lizotte stops up, fires, turned aside by Montembeault. He had enough time to get across. And that's, I think, what saved him from that Lizotte chance. Shot by Evans, turned aside, and knocked to the corner by Nedeljkovic. Rebound off the post. Oh my goodness, the Habs were that close to tying it. As they finally have got a bit of sustained pressure in the Penguin zone. Cleared by McGroarty, who then skates it in. Hangs on. Flung one! Rebound for Crosby, turned aside. And McGroarty is buzzing at the net with 7:05 to go here in the third. Malkin got it back to Karlsson. Got the shot away and then collected now by Brendan Gallagher. Brought in offside by Tomasino. And we've got a whistle with 6:24 to go in a nail-biter of a game between the Habs and Penguins through 2 periods and nearly 10 minutes of the third, or 15 minutes of the third, rather. Brought in now by Malkin. Around Matheson. Shot save made by Montembeault. He had enough time to get across. Malkin had a glorious chance. But Samuel Montembeault said, and hung on to the puck. Erik Karlsson. Hip check into the wall. Ryan Shea. Up the right wing, or excuse me, up the left wing side to Tomasino. Tomasino stops up, got a shot off. Turned aside by Montembeault. Couple of chances there. Shea now. You're an all-star. Shoots for Karlsson. And another save here by Montembeault. Crosby wins it back to Letang. Letang with a drive. Montembeault's got it. And Rust is jamming away at it at the side of the net. Some bumps for it along the wall. Caulfield crunched between two Penguins. Still has the puck, however. Gets it to Suzuki. And a save. And a whistle for Alex Nedeljkovic. Huge hit by Raquel. 1:45 to go. The Penguins hanging on to a 3-2 lead. Chance turned aside. That was a great shot. Crosby and Doc battling for it. Up the right wing side to Raquel. Raquel with a shot, and Montembeault pounces on the rebound to make sure that the Habs still have a chance with under a minute to go. Malkin wins the puck back to Letang. Now Shea. And it gets knocked out. Collected now by Joseph. Sorry, I thought it was Shea, but I guess it was somebody else. Tommy Novak carries it in. He's on the right wing circle. Hook right wing! He scores! A shot of Novocaine gives the Penguins some insurance. It's 4-2 at 19:27 in the third. Just over the pad. And whoever that coach is, because it is not Martin St. Louis, almost looks more like Mike Yeo, I would think. Crosses his arms as he is clearly frustrated. But the Penguins, at least in terms of shot volume and zone time, have been the better team. And Montembeault held the Habs in as long as he could, but he just simply got broken down and overwhelmed by the shot volume offense. While the Penguins, the Habs still trying to get within one. Gutsy performance by Montreal, but it's not going to be enough. And it's over. Don't let the score fool you. The Penguins had to earn this one. A late goal by Tommy Novak, then an empty netter to seal it. And the Penguins will move on to Game 3, taking full advantage of home ice in round one. McGrory a drive, pass stop. Lazat fires, that's turned aside. Hayes now on the backhand. Rebound! Turned away at the buzzer. Game 2 belongs to the Penguins. It was a lot harder this time than it was in Game 1, but the result is still the same. Pittsburgh 2, Montreal nothing, as the series shifts to La Belle Provence for Game 3. There's your sandwich. Brought to you by Mr. Sub, because I will not say it's brought to you by Subway. Let's take a look at the stats once again before we close things out. Score, of course, 5-2 Pittsburgh. Shots 48-17 favoring the Penguins. Hits 50-34 favoring the Penguins. Montreal finally win the passing percentage battle in the end, and they win the face-off battle as well, 19-11. No penalties during this entire game, which is surprising. But what matters most is that Pittsburgh scored 4 goals at even strength and an empty netter. to come away with this Game 2 win, but it was not easy. They had to survive 2 one-goal deficits, and Montreal would not go away. Props to Samuel Montembeault as well. He stood on his head for as long as he could until the volume just broke everything, and Pittsburgh came away with this huge Game 2 win. I have been the Visually Impaired Gamer 1987. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I bid you adieu, and have yourselves a tremendous Tuesday, everybody.